You are listening to the Pompette podcast, the edutainment podcast about lifestyle, wine, and spirits, hosted by Yolanda Shoshana. Let's get this party started. Hey, it's Yolanda Shoshana. Thank you so much for tuning into the Pompette podcast. So, it is rosé season, even though I'm still cold. In New York, it's still a little chilly. I'm still bundling up with my coat and my scarf and everything. However, it's still time to think pink. In the past few weeks, I've tried some really great rosés, discovered some new ones, and rediscovered one that I had already tried. I want to tell you about these wonderful wines so that they're at the top of your list when you go to your wine store or when you order your wine to be delivered at home. There's so many places to order wine now. It's hard to know where everybody's getting their wine, but all great wines that you should know about. All 4 are from France, 3 are from Provence, and 1 is from Alsace. So let's talk about Provence for just a few seconds. If you are a rosé drinker, more than likely you have had a rosé from Provence. It is the motherland of rosé, the mothership of rosé, very popular region. More than half of the wine production in Provence is rosé, which should not be much of a surprise. There are 8 main wine regions with the AOC designation in the area, but the wines that I'll be talking to you about actually all come from the same region, which is Château de Provence, which is the largest. And there are 85 communes in that region that produce wine, produce rosé. First up is The Palm by Whispering Angel. If you listen to the podcast, you know I said I got invited to the swanky, sexy release party by The Palm, and it was great. And I definitely sipped a lot of wine that night. And I'm happy to report that it's a pretty good wine. This wine is not made at the chateau like Whispering Angel. As you may or may not know, Whispering Angel can't really keep up the production. It sells out. So they've gone, elsewhere to source some of their wine, and this is like a little trial. And it's a limited edition release, so I do believe it's going to sell out because it's good. It's the perfect wine to have when you're sitting by the pool. If you want to feel like you're in Provence, but you ain't got that Provence money, it's perfect. It is so easy to sip, which is good and bad, because that means you can just sip, and then it sneaks up on you. It's really good. It's a blend of Grenache, Cinsault, and Syrah grapes. Just a wonderful wine, light, crisp, and I like to say it's flirty on the palate. And you can find it for around $14.99, $15.99, which actually I believe is cheaper than Whispering Angel, which normally runs for $19.99. So I do say check this one out if you find it. If you see it, grab a bottle. Actually, grab 2. Make sure you grab 2 because it goes down very, very easily. Good with your fish dishes. Good with your grilled shrimp. Ooh, that sounds so good right now. Good for your entertaining and barbecues and rooftop rosé parties, baby. And a good picnic. Want to have a sexy picnic? Go The Palm, Whispering Angel. Then we have Château de Berne. Now, I'm cheating a little bit with this winery because I was invited to a happy hour and they had 4 of their wines, and I liked all 4 so much. So if you see anything by Château de Berne, I say just grab the bottle. They have relaunched their wine in the USA with some different names and some different packaging. I want to tell you about 2. One is called Emotion, and one is called Inspiration. Aren't those great names? So Inspiration, it has notes of cherries and pomegranate, and it's a dry rosé, and it's just really, really wonderful. Kind of like perfect for your rosé all day type of a situation. Just solid, good, and it may inspire you. And then there was Emotion, which I loved because it just seemed like, actually it's just a great name for the wine. Really good as well. And if you want to get a real good taste of Provence, this one I think is perfect because it's got that minerality that Provence is known for, and it's well balanced, and it's just really, really nice, and it's a fresh wine, hits the palate in this very kind of sexy, sensual way. Well, both of these wines do, actually. I think Emotion, though, may have more of that sex appeal, and Inspiration is your rosé all day type of a wine. But both are delicious, and price points are under $19.99. I saw different variations, but both of them are really, really good. And like I said, though, there were 2 other wines that I tried, and they were just as delightful. Château Berne actually has a hotel and spa situation that I wanted to mention as well. If you go on their website, you get to see it. So if you're ever in Provence, I highly recommend you checking them out, because they were telling me about how they have the chef there and everything, and they actually do cater a lot to the American tourists, by making sure that they have this really interesting experience. So if you're there, you're in the area, I definitely recommend going to the winery. If you can go to the spa and the hotel, it seems like it'd be a really good place for you, and I think you would love it, because the pictures look absolutely outstanding. Then we have Chateau Roquefeuille. And this rosé was so good. And it's called Rosé In The Air. And I just think it's so lovely, so elegant, and just perfect if you definitely can have it for a rosé all day. But if you're trying to impress, you want to take a rosé to a party, or if you're having a nice, quiet dinner with your boo thing, maybe somebody you want to be your boo, this wine is for you. It's really elegant, and it's only $19.99. It's just so delicious. Made with 4 grapes, and it's a light pink with a touch of peach highlights in it, and it's fruity, and it's perfectly paired with like your fish, with figs, all the sexy stuff, all the sexy spring summer stuff, and baked fish and veggies. But this one is it screams elegance. It screams Provence. I was drinking it on a Saturday and feeling like I was in France. It just really is a delightful wine and classy. And I just made a playlist for this as well. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you should be able to find it, as well as if you follow me, you'll be able to find it, because I'm tweeting it out and posting it. But I just made a playlist that goes with this wine, and the playlist is called the Witch's Brew Mix, because I just feel like it's such a magical wine, from the wine in the bottle to, having some really good music to go with it, to pairing it with food. Just wonderful. Last but not least is the wine from Alsace, which is the Lucien Albrecht, and it's a Cremant de Alsace, and it's a Rosé Brut. Now, I had this wine before, but I had the pleasure of being able to have dinner with the winemaker. Jerome was in town for the first time, his first time in New York, and I had the opportunity to have dinner with him, and it was an intimate dinner, and we just had a lovely time, and we talked about the wine, and the passion and everything that goes into the wine. It's 100% Pinot Noir grapes, and they're hand-picked, and it's made in the champagne method. So as I always say, if you have those champagne dreams, but you got $20, this Brut Rose is for you, because it is $19.99, and it is delicious. You can entertain with it. You can have this at your wedding. You can have it for a celebration. It's just really good, and I was glad I got to revisit this one, and they sent me home with a bottle. Thank you so much. It has notes of berries and currants, and just really delicious. You can really taste strawberries in this. It's just a beautifully pink wine, and this is the wine that they are really known for. the winery is known for their Brut and their Brut Rose. And I just think you would really, really love it. I love wine from this region. It's a region I really want to go and visit. So check that out. So those are 4 rosés that you should really give a little love and some time to, all from France. And, these are at the top of my list right now. But I know you're looking, and I know there's so many rosés and so little time, because it can be overwhelming when you go shopping for a rosé. But take time, stop, and breathe. And if you don't know what rosé to get, if you don't see any of these, of course, ask the person at the wine store, or of course, go to tastings, go to rosé classes, read up on your rosé, because more and more rosé is popping through, and, you will be bombarded until the end of the spring and summer, though rosé to me is a year-round treat. You can have rosé year-round, and a lot of people do, and more people are starting to drink it year-round, but its popular time is the spring and summer, because who doesn't want to be outside with their glass of rosé? So don't forget to stop by awitchintheworld.com. Don't forget to sign up for Pompette, which is my curated newsletter that I do every week. And thank you once again for tuning in. Until next time, peace, love, and cheers.